Hey everybody, what is up? Today I'm going to bring you my top 10 songs of 2013. And it's not really a top 10, I'm actually doing like a top 17. And as you probably know by now, anytime we set ourselves a limit for the number of songs or artists we're going to pick in a countdown, we always end up going over because there's just so many great artists to choose from. This is going to sort of be a year in review type thing, so let's go ahead and dig in. Number 17 is Toy by FX, and as far as I know, it doesn't have a music video. It was kind of buried on the album Pink Tape. Rum Pum Pum Pum, of course, had the main music video and all the promotions for the album. Personally, I didn't think that was a good representation of the album. It wasn't a bad song, but I think a song like Toy or maybe Airplane would have represented the album better and maybe gotten people a lot more excited about it, where Rum Pum Pum Pum, it kind of came out and there were a lot of EXO promotions at the same time, and I kind of feel like it was left in the dust and maybe a little forgotten. This song has a really cool chorus chant type thing going on. It's got huge orchestral drums and it's just a really fun track. Number 16 is She's Mine by U-Kiss, and in the past I have to admit I haven't been the biggest U-Kiss fan. I've always respected their stuff, but it's just not really as much my style and I've never quite gotten into it, but that's definitely changing because She's Mine is a really cool song. I like the laid-back sort of funky feel, the bass line. The music video is pretty interesting, pretty cool, and the main thing that I noticed with the track is the production is insanely good. The instrumentation, the mix, the master, it just sounds awesome in my studio, on my professional speakers, it sounds awesome on my PA system, and it sounds awesome pretty much anywhere I listen to it. Number 15 on my list is Voodoo Doll by VIXX. And this video might make some of you a little bit squeamish. I don't blame you. It's pretty gory, it's pretty graphic, it's pretty intense, it's kind of filmed like a horror movie. But the song itself is so cool. You've got VIXX's amazing vocals and harmonies. I mean, they're on a level up there with groups like SHINee, I think. The coolest thing about this track for me is it's got that sort of 6/8 triplet feel to it, and then right in the pre-chorus they shift to like a 2/4 feel. So it's kind of a proggy meter change all within the same tempo. And I really think it's cool when they throw complex stuff like that into pop music. And especially in this song, it just added tension and it worked really, really well. Number 14 is Female President by Girls' Day. This is sort of a girl power anthem type track, and my favorite things about it are, one, the video with the lighting they used. The way they filmed it and lit the video, they almost made Girls' Day look like they were glowing. It's just visually really cool to watch. And number 2, I love the power vocals, you know, the belting, the gut singing. They're just ripping out the high parts in the chorus, and coming from a rock background, that's something I always like to hear. Number 13 on my list is Doom Dada by Top. What can I really say about this? The video's crazy, the song is weird, the image concept is sort of wacky cool, and this song is definitely not my sort of favorite type of music, but I can't stop listening to it. It's one of those things that's just so far out there and so interestingly creative. Even though it doesn't fall into any of the categories I'd normally pick out and say are my favorite types of music, it's just a really interesting and powerful song. And can we just talk about Top's crazy rap towards the end of the song, where he has that constant stream of 16th notes, that digga 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 digga. That was just crazy cool. I can't get enough of that. I listened to that section probably 100 times when it first came out, and I still love listening to it. Number 12 is I Wanna Dance by Donghae and Yoonhyuk, the subunit of Super Junior. This song is just kind of a feel-good, funky, get up and dance type track, but there's so many layers to it. When you really listen to the song, there's tons and tons of little sort of hidden elements and textures that they've added in there, and the production on this is just top notch. The execution by Donghae and Yoonhyuk is great as usual, and this is definitely one of my favorite songs of the year. Actually, my new pop recording group, Helix B, is going to be covering this track as our debut song, so make sure to check that out, and I'll put a link up right here when that's out. Number 11 is Hurricane by BAP, whatever. When I first heard this song, I wasn't really sure where they were going with it. It sounded kind of like a remix already of some other song. But once I got to the chorus, everything came together and the song made sense. And just like the Girls' Day track, this song has tons of belting in it, especially in the chorus. They got some, you know, power rock type singing in the chorus, belting out those high notes. This track sounds huge on a PA system, and overall it's just a really fun track. Number 10 is Wild by Nine Muses. I'm actually becoming a really big Nine Muses fan, and this song is a lot of the reason why. They do a great job balancing who they're going to feature, who's going to take the lead parts, who's going to take a rap break. They just use every member's talents and fit them in a kind of like optimal way. They fit that puzzle together really, really well, and I feel like the main singers really shine at the spots where they're supposed to, and the rappers really shine at the spots where they're supposed to, and you know, all that stuff comes together and it just makes a really cool track. And I also really like the music video with the black and white but showing like the red color through like on the lipstick or the clothes. I thought that was a really cool touch. Number 9 is Dream Girl by SHINee, and wow, what can I say about this track? This is maybe the best mixed and produced SHINee song I've ever heard. It just sounds amazing in my studio. The singing, you know, the dancing, the video, just it's what SHINee does. They just deliver. They deliver quality every single time. And this is, if I had to show somebody one song that would be the example of this is what SHINee is, this is what they do, I think I'd pick this track. It's not my favorite SHINee song, and that's only because they have so many insanely good songs, but it's like an overall group effort. I felt like everybody equally contributed to this, everybody was into it, it fit everybody's style, and it was just a great representation of the powerhouse that SHINee is. Number 8 is On and On by VIXX. Now, this track is the first song from VIXX that I saw and I was really impressed with. I had seen, I think, their first release before with that music video, and I thought it was good, but I wasn't, you know, blown away by it. But when I saw On and On, I was completely blown away with the song, and it just shows how amazing VIXX is as a group, even though they're not a very old group and they don't have a lot of experience. The song itself just has like a really cool sort of laid-back groove to it, but at the same time it's really hard-hitting, you know, it's got a lot of punch to it. The chorus has that signature VIXX sound and vocal layering, which I think really comes from Leo, number 1. He has a very unique sounding voice. And then of course with N and Ken adding into that, to me that's kind of the signature VIXX vocal sound. And this song is a perfect example of that. And the music video is really cool, it's creative. At times it looks a little corny and low budget, but I think that was almost on purpose to keep it looking kind of like a comic book or like a B-movie, and then you focus more on what they're doing, and their dancing is incredibly accurate. I like the thing with the crazy contacts, you know, that gets your attention immediately when you see somebody with, you know, like electric yellow contacts in. And overall, just very well put together music video, and it went perfectly with a great song. Number 7 is Shout Out by Royal Pirates. And I know some of you may not have heard of this group. They're not nearly as popular as like the SM or YG or even JYP groups. They're a much less known group, but man, when I first heard this track, I was like, where has this song been? Man, I wish I wrote that. I mean, it's got like tension in it, but it's such a happy, like, heartfelt, positive sounding song musically. The chord structure they chose in the song, it creates a little bit of tension. It's like happy sounding chords, but there's always like a little bit of strain and a little bit of mystery to it, but it always comes around and resolves, and the chorus is just huge. And I think my favorite part of the song is how the chorus morphs into the bridge part. You know, there's kind of that subdued area, and then everything just sort of builds, and then bam, they hit with the full band coming back in and the synth solo, and the music video, you know, it shows that huge explosion behind them and it fits with the music perfectly. So this is definitely one of my favorite songs of the year. I keep listening to it, and hopefully sometime I can cover this song because I really like it. Number 6 is Hitchhiking by SHINee. This is probably my favorite song off of the Dream Girl album, even over Dream Girl. And of course it's produced by Hitchhiker, and I just really like the sound he gets. He has a very instantly recognizable and unique sound to all of his productions, I feel like. And pairing that with, of course, SHINee's insane vocal talents, it just, you know, it's the recipe for an awesome track. And my favorite part of this song, besides the beat and the backing track, is the chorus. The moving, layering harmonies that SHINee accomplishes is just astonishing. I mean, I can listen to this stuff all day, and for vocally driven music, you can't get much better than that type of harmony. It's just an amazing musical accomplishment. Number 5 is Breaking News, also by SHINee. This track may have gone unnoticed to you guys. It wasn't really promoted, at least anywhere that I saw, and maybe that's because it's a Japanese track and they were focusing on only promoting there. But I feel like the K-pop news media outlets kind of missed this song too, and I ended up finding it on my own just by accident. But breaking news, just like all the other SHINee songs I've already mentioned, is just, you know, incredible vocals, perfect vocal precision and execution, perfectly arranged and written vocal harmonies for them to sing, and just, you know, a fantastic song all around. It's just a really high energy, sort of in-your-face, exciting type song. And the other thing I really like about it is the music video, which isn't really filmed like a lot of the other SHINee music videos. They use some weird camera angles and some weird like motion shots and effects. So that was a departure from the usual, but I really liked it. And the other thing, of course, is the dancing. Now, I'm no dancer, but even I can tell that SHINee's dancing is just at such a high level. It's just amazing the amount of precision that they're able to put into things. To me, this is more than just dance. It's like regimented athletics, you know, the amount of precision when every single person is doing the exact same arm motion and spin and leg stomp. It's just an incredible accomplishment. Number 4 is Hide by VIXX. And again, this is a really intense concept. They're playing on the images of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So sort of a good versus evil type thing, and how that can coexist inside of one person. And for me, I just really love the vocals. I mean, the backing track is very new and different sounding to me, at least in K-pop. I thought it was really unique sounding. I hadn't really heard anything like it before. They're using almost like a jazz snare type feel, and it's similar to what I've heard in like Tower of Power stuff, which is really interesting. But the main thing, of course, are the soaring lead vocal lines, the amazing harmonies in the chorus, and most of all, they understand dynamics. Now, not to knock SHINee, but a lot of SHINee songs are just all high, all intense, all the time, and it's incredibly awesome and impressive, but sometimes you need to back off of that a little bit within one song so the listener can kind of hear like how it progresses. If it's always like the coolest, highest thing you could sing, and you're never getting like a little more laid back stuff, sometimes it lessens the effect because you're used to hearing amazing high vocals. In this song, VIXX backs off. The verses are kind of low and subdued, which helps build to the chorus that has those huge soaring lead vocal parts, and I really like the dynamic range of the vocals and the contrast versus just going crazy high all the time, which may lessen the effect when the choruses come in that are supposed to be hugely dramatic. So great job to whoever arranged and recorded this track, and of course, awesome, awesome execution by VIXX. Number 3 is Galaxy Supernova by Girls' Generation, and I was really excited when this came out because I had heard about it and it looked like it was going to be a really cool concept and a really cool song. The music video is kind of the usual. It's cool, it's interesting, it's, you know, Girls' Generation style. But the song, man, I just can't say enough about how awesome it is. Personally, my favorite part of the song is the Taeyeon lead sections that come sort of in the second half of the chorus. When she hits those parts, her voice is just so clear and powerful, and you can just tell she has so much vocal range and skill that you almost feel like she can go even more. Like, what she's doing is crazy and awesome sounding, but you can tell that she's got more left above that, and that's just a really cool thing. And I've noticed in the video when you watch and in the live performances, when she hits that part, she almost has a little smirk on her face like, yeah, I know this is awesome. So I just really love this track. Number 2 is Blue World by Super Junior. And when I first heard this track, even the 30-second preview of it, I was just completely mind blown. I was like, what is this? Super Junior, for a while, I've always been a huge Super Junior fan, but recently it's kind of like, you know, they've got guys going to the military, they got guys coming back, and it just kind of seemed like they weren't really doing anything, and then boom, this song hits, and this is one of my favorite songs of all time in any genre. The way they did the 6/8 triplet feel of it is just great. The synthesizers all sound cool, the vocals are awesome, and it perfectly features each member of the group. Kind of like the song Wild by Nine Muses did. They perfectly utilized the talents of each member to just make an awesome end product that was greater than the sum of all the parts. And although I always talk about SHINee and VIXX being like the real hard-hitting vocal groups for the guys, I thought the vocals in this were up to that kind of standard. I mean, this could have easily been a SHINee song or a VIXX song, but Super Junior delivered. They executed it perfectly, and I really think that this was their best release to date. It shows musical maturity, and it's just such awesome quality, and it's also really good to see the members who have finally come back from the military and, you know, picking up right where they left off. So this was a Japanese release, and I just can't wait to see what they do for the next Super Junior Korean release. If it's anything like this, it's going to be amazing. And my #1 favorite song of 2013 is Why So Serious by SHINee. And SHINee, you know, there's just not much more that I could say about them that I haven't already said in this vlog video, let alone all my other vlog videos. They're just an insanely talented group of musicians and singers, and Why So Serious to me is sort of a culmination of all of the amazing things that they've ever done into one insanely high-level track. They took rock elements, dance elements, pop elements, threw it all together, managed to make it work, and then on top of those elements they add some of the most disgustingly awesome vocal parts I've ever heard in my entire life. Overall, I think this song just speaks for itself. It's great, just listen to it. Nothing that I can say about it can even accurately describe how cool it is. And I also really like the music video, the cinematography behind it, the lighting, how they did all the stuff. And it's definitely one of my favorite K-pop songs of all time, not just of 2013. So that's my list of the top songs of 2013, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you thought I left out a really important song, or if I had a song on my list that really shouldn't be there, leave a comment below. We read all of our comments and we try to respond to all of them. If you like this video, I hope you subscribe. Every subscriber counts and really helps us. And the more subscribers and views we get, the more videos we can bring to you guys. So we really appreciate the people who have already subscribed, watch, comment, like our videos, and I'll see you guys on the next video.